guys! I hope you can hear me okay, and just let me know if the music is too loud and, you know, all those things that I usually ask you at the start of a live. Oops. So, welcome! This is the last MerMay live for... Hey Sarah! Yeah, so this is the last MerMay live for MerMay this year. I hope that you enjoyed the previous lives, and I hope that you will enjoy this one. As you can see here, I've already got my mermaid line art done, and I've also done the... Hey guys! Good. That's great that the music and the voice are good. I'm sorry, like... Great. I am good. I've just been eating some chocolate to get some more energy because I did a flow of yoga and then I was like, I'm hungry, so I just ate some chocolate. So if I have some chocolate in my teeth, I'm sorry about that. But yeah, so I'm gonna start coloring this mermaid from the depths of the sea. As you can see, she's a little bit different, a little bit alien from... like more alien, I guess, in comparison to the ones that I did before, that were a little bit more kind of traditional mermaids with the fins, and instead this one has got like crystal fins, like these fish here from my reference. This is an actual fish, by the way. Like, it looks like crystal, but actually it's a fish, like from the marine depths, which I think is great. It looks really nice and cute. I'm just gonna change the music. Cool. So basically, yeah, I'm gonna start coloring this. I did the outline already, you know, and the silhouette, so that I was able to just start right from the coloring. Because today, if I have enough time, I would also like to color part of the background, which is gonna be the backdrop for all of the mermaids that I did this year. So I just did the silhouette already so that, you know, hi Gustavo! So yeah, let's get started. So for this mermaid, I wanted to do like very kind of like albino features for the mermaid. So I'm just gonna get started by changing the silhouette to this like very whitish. It might be white or also like lilac, I'm not sure. Kind of like the fact that she's also lilac, but maybe I can just use the colors from this reference actually. So how's your day been? I hope it was good. Mine was pretty good so far. I feel like it was a very full day. I'm not sure why, because I haven't really done like that much. I was editing a video for most of the afternoon, one of my Wheel of Time chibi videos, which is gonna be live. Like, it's gonna come out tomorrow on my YouTube channel. So I did that in the afternoon. So I'm gonna start by just coloring in flat some of the elements, like the hair. And for the hair, I'm gonna go with like a yellow for now, and then we'll see if I'm gonna change it to purple or violet. I'm not sure yet, so I'm just gonna start with this, and then let's see. Oh, where is he? Yeah. Hi Deborah as well, or Femke, I'm not sure. Yeah, my dog is like walking around as well. So yeah, I'm gonna start with like this kind of yellowy, like light blonde kind of color for the hair. Hi Vic! Nice seeing you here. So the yellow is not very different from the color of the skin so far, so I already think that I might have to change this when I finish the flat coloring. But for now, let's just see if it works, and you know, if it doesn't work, then I'll change it. As you probably know by now, the first layer, like the first time that I lay down some flat colors, is just so that I have the elements mapped out, and then I can change the colors, like the flat colors, by using the hue and saturation sliders in Procreate. I've been working on... Ah, well done! You did the first live on Instagram. How did it go? And also, yeah, prop design sounds time consuming. But I'm sure that they will come out great. And yeah, I definitely want some lilac, but I'm wondering if the lilac should just be for the crystals and not for the hair. So that's why for now I'm just like trying to see. Today I just wrote all day and found the courage to put online one of my fan fictions. Well done! Well done, Lana. That's great. You should send us the link. And for us, I don't mean me. I mean, you can just post it on the chat. I guess you can. I'm not sure. And I'm glad that the live went well. It's really hard to do lives, so you have all my sympathy there. Yeah, I feel like she should glow. I mean, she is like from the depths, so... Although, the problem with glow is that you can only really see glow if you have a very dark environment around her. And in terms of the environment so far, it's just the white, like, background. So I'm not sure how we can, like, convey the idea that she's glowing if she doesn't have any background. Which she will have at the end, but not quite yet. So this is the layer for the hair. I'm gonna create a new one for the details of the face. Oh yeah, I mean, definitely, like, there's dark from the depths of the sea. It's just that in this particular drawing, I don't know if there will be, like, that much dark, because all of the mermaids go in the same scene, basically. So it really depends. Like, for example, I think maybe she can have lilac kind of eyes already. Oh, Resident Evil fanfiction. I mean, if it's in Italian, I can read it, so I would love to see it. But yeah, I don't know how many other people can read Italian. I can't remember how I did the eyes for the other mermaids. So, just gonna leave it like that for now, and then we'll see. Very serious question for me. Do I like tacos? Well, if I'm like, I know this is gonna sound stupid, but I am not 100% sure that I've actually tried tacos in my life. And for 100% sure, I mean that I can't remember what's the difference between a taco and a burrito. I've definitely had burritos in my life, but I'm not sure if I had tacos. So if you guys can expand on this difference between tacos and burritos, then I'm sure that I can answer the question. And also to be like fair and clear, it's because in Italy it's very hard to find Mexican food, and also Mexican food that is kind of like original. Like in Turin, where I live, there's a there's a Mexican food restaurant, actually quite close to where I live, but it's more like meat, just like barbecue meat kind of thing. And of course, since I'm a vegetarian, I haven't gone there. And if you go, like, there's another chain near to where I live that is called Taco Bang, but it's like a chain, and I don't think it's very good. It's just basically like a ton of cheese on stuff. So I'm not sure that like that can be considered a taco. But I mean, what's not to like? It's basically like, I mean, at least burritos, which is what I am sure that I have actually eaten, is like, you know, rice and cheese and like all the stuff that it's good. So, you know, I'm sure that I like those for sure. Right. I don't know why I really like this detail of this reference. So I'm also gonna include that in like the chord here. Also, I feel like in the past few days / weeks, that was a very loud motorcycle. I never played Resident Evil, I'm terrified of horror, but I read a lot about the last game, it intrigued me. I'll never play because I like to sleep at night, but the villains in the game attract me a lot. Yeah, I've never actually played Resident Evil, but I know what it's about. Like, it's one of those games that have made the history of games, really. So I feel like even if you don't know, even if you never played it, like a lot of people will still know what it's about. Oh, that's true. Right, there is the arm. So yeah, I was saying, what was I saying? Right, that I feel like in the past days or weeks, I've really kind of let go a lot of my like work ethics. Like, I've been doing more reading and more just kind of enjoying myself instead of worrying so much about work, even though I have a ton of deadlines. So basically, June is kind of here, and now I realize that I haven't really edited any YouTube videos like in the past week or so. I had plans for June because it's Pride Month, and so I wanted to, well, this is actually like a recent idea that I didn't have before, but I kind of developed it over the past few days, that for Pride Month I want to create only artwork that is related to Pride, obviously, and therefore, and also artwork that is kind of similar to my latest post on Instagram. I don't know if you guys have seen it, probably not, because I've just posted it, and also Instagram doesn't show my posts anymore, so you probably haven't seen it. But I just posted this illustration of two women sort of in a relationship, kind of dressed like a fairy tale characters, but in a very kind of like sunny background, and I did that with a few different references. So I basically, oh, that's nice. I'm glad, Vic, that you've seen it. But yeah, I basically got the idea for that. Okay, hang on. I need to focus for a second on this. Oh, I'm glad, Gustavo, that you've seen it too. But yeah, basically that illustration came about looking at this picture that shows two actresses from like the end of the 19th century, and they were called Lily Elsie and Adrienne Augard. And when I saw the picture, I thought that they were a couple because their original picture feels very intimate, but actually they weren't. It was just a picture taken for a premiere of one of their theater plays, I guess. And right, I quite like this. Sorry, I'm gonna get back to it. I know that I keep like jumping from one topic to the next. It's just that like I need to make sure that I'm keeping everything together. So right now I've got the flat elements all down, and so I'm gonna try and do some different color arrangements, because with this mermaid I'm really not sure about the kind of like the color overall palette basically. So let's try and change the tail, because I like this kind of lilac to gold sort of palette, but I think her hair should be more white. Although the hair for the latest mermaid was also white, so I also don't want to be too... Yeah, but she looks really good when the hair is more white. Or maybe like lilac hair. Let's see. This would be very muted. It would be like pink skin, like very, very white skin, lilac hair, lilac crystals all over the body, and golden kind of tail. Which, yeah, with purple undertones, yeah, that's a good idea. So I'm gonna go maybe like a bit more into yellow. Maybe like this. What do you think? Could it work? And then for the tail, something like more pink too in certain areas. And a bit lilac as well. Thank you, Avril. Really? That's good. Thank you, Femke. really? I didn't know you had an Aussie. You should send a link as well. Hi Sagal, nice to see you. Yeah, I like the idea of her being like so muted, like so just kind of like all monotone. I feel like that's pretty good. And also for the crystal here, I'm gonna choose this kind of medium hard hairbrush and put the opacity down a little bit to do some of the areas here that are supposed to be more transparent. Yeah. So what's their story? Lavender's story? Why is she an antagonist? I mean, I find painting these kind of crystals like very therapeutic. Okay. So far, so good. I'm gonna just make her skin a little bit more blushed. The touch-ups. I mean, I know that she's kind of albino, but still. Also, I want to just make the liners a little bit better here. Okay, so she was the princess of the kingdom, but her friend's sister got the crown and she got jealous and did some pretty awful things, ending in her getting exiled. Fair enough, I'd say. Actually, that reminds me of a story that I was writing like quite a few years ago and that I never finished writing, which was kind of similar. Like there were two like friends, and one was the princess and the other one was like her maid, but they were also friends. And then it turns out that because of like birthmarks and stuff like that, the maid was supposed to actually be the princess. Like she was actually entitled to be the princess more than the original princess. So they fall out and the once princess, now kind of maid, or like doesn't get exiled, but she does pretty awful things and starts like a curse that then sort of like permeates the kingdom throughout time. And so at the time that my story took place, the kingdom was cursed because of that reason. But that was a very like old story that I used to write when I was a teenager. So yeah, it just reminded me of that. Not because, I mean, there's like tons of stories that are kind of like that, so I'm not saying that mine was particularly original. Right. Wow, this one is being like really easy to make. I just need to do the usual areas here, and I'm actually gonna do so by taking one of these and just copy and paste it here. Nope. Oh, that's interesting. All right. Just so that I have a reference for this kind of texture that I do on top of the where the tail kind of overlaps with the rest of the body. Right. So I'm gonna choose the dry ink, put down the opacity, put up the size a little bit, and start doing some of this texture like this one here, where the body kind of meets with... Oh, thank you, Femke. Yeah, where the body meets the skin. Yeah, where the tail meets the skin. In this kingdom, the person with the most magic takes the crown, not the child of the previous ruler. Huh, interesting. Well, to be fair, hereditary rule, it kind of sucks. Like, it doesn't really make sense, to be honest, that you would trust that someone would be a good ruler simply because some people in, you know, in their family have been. Thank you. Thank you, Lana. It's nice of you to say. Oh, it's Muta. That's his name. He's a little guy. Yeah, that's true as well. Like, your story does sound really cool. Yeah, as you can hear Muta from time to time barking, it's because he takes his role as the protector of this house very seriously. So from time to time he'll be barking when he hears someone on the landing. Yeah, like that. More yellow in some areas. My dog also takes... Oh, hi Nick. It's nice that you're here too. And my dog also takes his guardian dog heritage seriously, but due to its size, no one takes him seriously. Yeah, I mean that's the same for Muta actually, because he's not very big. I mean, it's like he's a medium-sized dog, so he's not like tiny, but is definitely, like, I think he believes that he's a lot bigger than he actually is. Is like, his behavior is the behavior of like a wolf, but he's basically as big as a raccoon, if at best. And he does look like a raccoon a little bit. Mine is a small German Spitz, tiny, yeah. No, I haven't seen Cruella. Actually, my mom just messaged me today and she was like, oh, can we go and see Cruella like next week? Because I have this thing with my mom that even though I am a grown woman, we still go and watch all the Disney movie together. So, yeah, apparently we're gonna go next week. It's also really great to go with her because she pays for the ticket and for my popcorn. So it's like, it's a childhood day for me when I go with her. I get to be a little kid. Even though afterwards we may do like aperitif and drink wine, which of course is different from when I was a child. But aside from that, it's still very similar, the relationship. I love the fact that my mom likes to watch Disney movies and like Marvel movies. Like, she's up for all the like all the comic book stuff, basically. Can I show you layers, which are clipping mask, which are overlay on screen, etc.? Sure. Hang on a second. Oh, thank you, David. That's lovely of you to say. So, answering Nick, this one is my like main layer, that it's got the whole silhouette of the mermaid, as you can see. So like, this one is the overlay. The overlay, what I'm saying. I'm sorry. No, this is not the overlay. This is the line art, okay? Which at the moment is black, but I'm gonna overcolor it in a little bit, just like a lighter color. This is the main silhouette, so this is what I do at the start with this kind of style, if I mean to keep the line art in the drawing at the end. So it's really easy to figure out the shape. Then on top there is one layer with the tail, which is on normal blending setting, and it's just got this kind of like melded blend, kind of golden lilac color. Then on top I'm doing, on a different layer, all these little bits like here of texture, copying using as a reference the other mermaids that I've done before, and I keep it on a different layer so that I'm sure that if I don't like something, if I don't like a little bit, I can just turn it off and, you know, I don't have to redo the whole thing. Then on top, I have the layer with the hair, which again is like a blend of lilac and like pinkish color, kind of like the color of her skin, basically. Because again, the idea with this mermaid is like, she's very monotone, like monochrome, because she's from the depths, so she's kind of like an albino, like she doesn't really have that much color with her, because obviously she doesn't really get any light. And then I have some of the details like the eyebrows and the crystal over here, which is her fin. Then I have the details of her face, which are all on one layer, because with this kind of style, like, you don't really need to have like a ton of layers for each individual part, I think. And that's all. For now, they're all in normal blending setting. So yeah, for now, it's not very, like, it's not very adventurous. It's kind of boring. But yeah, so I have done kind of like the basic colors for this mermaid. So now I'm gonna recolor the line art using a slightly different color, like slightly darker color than the elements that are underneath. So I'm gonna change the brush to Studio Pen and just recolor the line art. If I, for my other kind of like style of coloring, when I don't keep the line art in and I do stuff that is a little bit more painted, I usually don't recolor the line art. I just use very little line art and then blend it with layer underneath using soft light or overlay. But in this case, I think it's easier to just recolor it. Really? Like, Rella is that good? Because honestly, I was kind of unsure. But like, if it's that good, I'm gonna go with an open mind. I was kind of set on it being a little crap, considering the last Disney movies I've seen are like, have been not necessarily bad, but just kind of not very adventurous, to be honest. I mean, I've loved some of the, well, the Pixar movie, like, from this year, Soul. I thought that was great. I really, really loved it. I cried so much watching it. It rang very true to me. Hit a little bit too close to home, I think. So yeah, here I basically just recolor the whole line art and make it kind of big, like the paintbrush can be super big in this case, and then I'm just gonna, you know, go in for some more detail, like here for the crystal. For the crystal, I usually do the line art like actually in a lighter color, so that it's obvious that these areas are like very transparent, basically. This also makes me aware of the fact that here it's going outside of the line art a little bit, so I have to fix it real quick. I went to see it with our friends and we all loved it, and one of us is not a huge Disney fan, but she liked it anyway. Tell me that I am not being objective. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you are. You know, now I kind of want to see it. That Charger changed the look, the tail, I love it. Yay! Thank you, Sarah. Yeah, I feel like the lighter kind of line art really works wonders, especially, again, if you want to give something a little bit of a glassy, like transparent look. And also, again, highlights it in whatever areas where you haven't done the masking silhouette quite as good as you thought you did. And here as well. Thank you, I like to make things look more realistic, so I don't want line art to be dark, and I keep looking at your work and it looks real and not too animated. Thank you! I mean, I think that's a compliment. But yeah, I mean, the line art can be, you know, you can do the line art in so many different ways. It really depends what's the final kind of like look that you prefer. And again, I do the line art in many different ways according to the style. You know, sometimes, for example, in my latest illustration that I posted today, you can see that there is basically no line art at all. And that's because in that kind of illustration, I didn't like it to be, basically. But in other times, you know, I just keep the line art because it's more of a, like, in the style, it works better. Oh, yeah, don't worry. I know it was a compliment. Thank you. I was just, you know, being sarcastic, but, you know, it was a compliment. Thank you for the compliment. Right. I think that I'm kind of done in that area. And here, for example, where the hair is kind of changing color, I'm gonna pick a slightly different brush, something from airbrushing, like a medium airbrush, so that I can blend the line art from the original color here, which is more of a brownish, to the purple down there. Let me see. Here as well, from purple to pinkish. Around the mouth as well. And here, just purple. I need to choose some more music. Music. Right. I just realized that I'm basically in the dark, so I'm gonna... No, it's not like it changed a lot. A little bit. Okay. Right, so I kind of want to give her this kind of look, like she's got really white eyelashes. Let's see if it works. It might just look really bad, so... Yeah, I don't know. Maybe brown. Maybe purple. I don't know. What do you think about the purple eyelashes? I kind of like them. Okay, the lo-fi Christmas music is a little bit off season. So I just changed it. Yeah, I kind of like the purple eyebrows. Like purple eyelashes. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm trying to do here, but I don't know if it worked. The darker purple is pretty. Thank you. Right, I'm gonna stick with darker purple. Right, so now that I'm done with the basic colors, as you can see, she's super like monochrome, like very muted, which is what I wanted. And now I'm gonna add some more layers with some like lighting effects. Not too many, because I don't really want to like go overboard with lighting. Like the other mermaids weren't super like made up with lighting and stuff, so this one isn't gonna be like that either. The great thing about this purple to use as a multiplying effect for the shading is that it goes perfectly well with her skin tone, because she's basically made of this purple as well. So do you have any plans for June? Like, are you going on holiday? Or are you waiting for like a different period in the summer? Or are you not going on holiday this summer and just waiting for a different period of the year? Personally, I almost never go on holiday during the summer. Like, I might do some like weekend kind of getaways, because the summer in Turin, it's super hot, because it's a city, and so we get a lot of like muggy kind of stuffy weather. But yeah, I mean, I don't really do like big holiday, first because it's super expensive, and since I am a freelance artist, I can just take a holiday like in a different part of the year when it's more convenient, which is usually what I do. But yeah, last year obviously we didn't go anywhere, even though we were supposed to go to Japan in October last year. Like, I was supposed to spend my 30th birthday in Japan. I had the ticket and I had planned out the whole day. I was gonna, we were gonna be in Tokyo because we would have arrived. Oh, Sarah, I'm going to the beach in July with my family. We rent a house for a week and just hang out. That's nice. But yeah, we had already booked the tickets and we were gonna arrive in Japan just a few days before my birthday, so that we would be so that we wouldn't be too jet lagged for the birthday. And my birthday was gonna be going to the Studio Ghibli Museum and then finding a place where to eat some good ramen for lunch, and then at dinner go to somewhere like with sushi maybe, or some other like delicacy, and then going to one of those like weird bars with like robot fights or something ridiculous like that. So that was gonna be a great day, but it didn't happen. Well, instead I spent my 30th birthday just walking in the forest and do some like breathing, which was nice as well. I mean, not really the same thing as going to Japan, but still. Imagine if you're going to Japan and was in lockdown there. Oh yeah, I mean, we couldn't literally go because Japan had closed its borders, so like I would have gone even on lockdown, but I mean, I know it would have been stupid, but I probably would have gone anyway. But they had closed its borders, so luckily we got a refund for the ticket because it wasn't literally our faults if we couldn't go. Also, I think I'll go back to Milan at the end of June, but return back home in August. I don't think I will do something special. Money is low, so yeah, fair enough. I mean, it's been a rough year, so I think a lot of people are a bit low on money, even though, yeah, I hope that everybody can do a little bit of holiday, because everybody needs some holidays, you know, from time to time. And are you going to adjust the lighting when you put all the mermaids in the background? I have my finals this month, so I'm going to be working on that. And my going on a mini vacation. Nice. For the first question, yes, I am also going to adjust the lighting, I think. Like, I'm just going to adjust all of the other mermaids, like, layers and color balance when I put them all together, because I did it kind of exploratorily earlier on this week, like a couple of days ago basically, and I saw already that they look a little bit weird all together. So even though the style is similar, they still have some stuff that doesn't really quite work together, so I'm gonna have to do some heavy like color adjustments so that they all fit. And first 2 weeks of okay, yeah, if I'm not mistaken, there is an artist I follow that got locked down in Japan while on vacation. Wow. Yeah, this year is a 30th birthday redo. I didn't have to do much either, but hopefully this year. Gustavo, you mean Asia? I don't know who Asia is, so I don't know. Gustavo, did you mean Asia? Right, so I'm gonna lower the opacity of this shading layer a little bit. Oh, I really like her. I really like how muted she looks. Maybe this is my favorite one. I don't know. And then I'm gonna choose a very pale, like yellow, and do some lighting. I was supposed to go to London with my best friend, but we had to cancel everything for the first lockdown. We had tickets and everything, and then those for Harry Potter Studios. Oh, I'm sorry. That sucks. Yeah, like the weird thing is that like I don't really usually go on that many vacations or like traveling usually, and last year was actually a year where I had already booked a ton of stuff and all of that got cancelled because of COVID. Obviously, like at the worst time ever. Like with my mom, we were supposed to go to Guernsey as well. Like, I don't know if you guys know, it's an island in the Channel. Maybe you've seen the movie, the Literally and Potato Pie Society. Like, Guernsey is literally and potato peel pie society. It's a Netflix movie, I think, and that comes from like a book. And I had watched the movie and done like a little drawing of it, and my mom had read the book, and so when I did the drawing, she was like, "Oh, I have read this book," and I was like, "No, I watched the movie," and so she was like, "We should go to Guernsey because it's I don't know, the whole island seems very, I don't know, it really inspired me, the idea of like these tiny little islands in the Channel that are basically like their own kingdom. Like they're not part of the United Kingdom, basically. Like they have their own currency in theory, and I might do some pieces for Unicorn, but I'm also behind on stuff, so we will see how that goes. Hi, Lil. What is Unicorn? I don't know about Unicorn, but it sounds like it's June mixed with unicorns, so I think that's pretty good. So yeah, and also the reason why I wanted to go to Guernsey is also because I'm writing this young adult like fantasy novel called Arcanum Academy, and basically the place where it's set, it's a small island in the Channel, which is not like technically Guernsey, but it's kind of modeled after it. So I really wanted to go to kind of take a lot of pictures basically and get inspired for the backgrounds, because I wanted to potentially turn it into a graphic novel. Yeah, exactly. Like they are a really weird mix, I think, the Channel Islands. So, and I read that they still have like their original medieval kind of public offices, because they were like granted independence by England during like the Middle Ages, so they still have this weird like Middle Age kind of like ruling system. Right, so I'm done with the basic lighting and shading, and I just want to do some kind of like more lighting just for the kind of like brilliance, like luminance that she's gonna exude. For me, the easiest way to get an art block is to draw the same thing over and over again, which is the exact opposite of monthly challenge purposes. Yeah, I mean, June and unicorns, which should be my thing, but also psychedelic drawing challenges. Yeah, I'm pretty bad as well. But actually, this month, I really want to, like with my Patreon as well, I want to kind of do a monthly challenge that isn't really a specific monthly challenge. Like, I don't want to tell people what to draw. I just want to kind of like everybody draw something that they don't feel comfortable with. So like kind of try and it's kind of like a self-improvement challenge. So basically take 10 minutes a day and just draw stuff. Hey Yena, good morning to you. But yeah, kind of like take 10 minutes a day and just draw stuff that, you know, that is challenging, or just do stuff, you know, for 10 minutes a day that you might find challenging. So in my case, it's going to be to use my sketchbook, like my real physical sketchbook, for 10 minutes a day every day. So, you know, not too much, but just enough to improve, or basically kind of like establish good habits. Well done, London Creative, for, well, Nick, for publishing your first Skillshare course. That's great. So as you can see, she's glowing a little bit already. Especially like in her crystal. So again, I think the trick to add glow to a character is that you don't do it over the whole body, but just on specifically areas. Otherwise it will just all look equally glowy, and then it doesn't really look glowy at all. I guess in this case it's kind of like these scales and the crystal that give her the glow. I might focus on backgrounds for this month. My skills there are starting to fall behind again. Yeah, I should do something about backgrounds, to be honest. I hate backgrounds. Which is weird because I really love composition, and like I like to compose a background, like to just make sure that the background looks nice with the rest of the of the composition, but then I don't have the patience to draw like the full background to the same level of like rendition of the rest of the picture. Thank you. Your course in there was one of the first I've ever followed, and how I find you. Thank you, Nick. I'm glad also that Sarah is looking forward to the self-improvement challenge. Sarah is one of my patrons, so she's gonna do the self-improvement challenge with me. You know, I just released my newest piano piece. It's called Crystal Drops, and the thumbnail image is in the same color scheme as the Mermaid. That's awesome. What a coincidence. Right, it's true. Yeah, I mean, Femke, I think the point is with glowing that it's with characters in general, a lot of it comes down to alternating different states. So like, you know, if everything looks dark in a piece, then nothing looks dark because it's all relative, right? So it's the same thing for glowing. You know, if you just make everything glow, then nothing will look that glowy. So you need to have different value in a piece to make sure that it stands out. And like, for example, here in the hair, I kind of wanted to add the glow to the hair as well, but then I thought, you know, if the hair is also glowy, then what is the difference between, like, in material, between the hair and the rest of the scales, you know? It's like, it's important to also consider, even if you're drawing in a cartoony way, it's important to consider the difference in materials. So like the material for the fins, it's obviously scaly, like ruvid and like rough and hard. Instead, the material for the hair is flowy and silky, so they're gonna have like different properties, in like different intrinsic properties. This said, I'm still gonna add a little bit more shine to the hair. There you go. On overlay, just turn it down a little bit. 45 maybe, yeah. Cool. Focusing more on level design overall for this month. That's nice. That's a good, like, I like that because that's a very specific, like, clear goal. I feel like one thing that this mermaid has helped me do is to really understand like something that I kind of knew already, but just understanding it to a deeper level. The fact that if you choose for yourself some manageable goals, some like clear goals, then you're more likely to achieve them, and so you're gonna feel better about yourself. I know that it may sound like a pretty straightforward thing to realize, and it shouldn't take you 30 years to realize it, like it took me. But, you know, by choosing to do a mermaid this year, there was only 5 pieces. I actually managed to do it, you know? This is the 5th piece and I am finishing on time. It's the 31st of May. So I think I like the idea of having some goals that are very specific, you know, like level design. Okay, just do that for a month. It's a great way to actually managing the expectations that you have of yourself and not feel overwhelmed all the times because you feel like you haven't done enough or you haven't done what you were supposed to be doing. And also, Lana, thank you so much for putting my Patreon in your to-do list. Don't worry at all, like I realized, you know, Patreon is one of those things, like I don't want people to feel bad if they don't have the means to support me on Patreon. It's just, you know, I sometimes have to delete my Patreons, like whenever, like I support like a few artists on Patreon, and sometimes I have to, you know, pull out because I can't make it for that month. So I totally understand, and please don't worry about it. I am happy if you're there because I really enjoy talking to my Patreons, but if you can't make it for 1 month or, you know, ever, it's fine, it's fair enough. And I'm still gonna do these live stream sessions even for not patrons, although this month in June I'm gonna go back to doing the just patrons ones as well, which I had to sort of suspend for May because I just had too many lives to do otherwise. Right, so I think she's done in record time as well, only like 1 hour and 15 minutes. So since I'm already done with her, I'm gonna like put them all together in one, in the actual background. This is the background, by the way. Thank you! That the mermaid is beautiful. Okay, so this is the background, and I need to... I'm gonna do something, which is I'm gonna duplicate this file, which is what I do sometimes because this is really annoying on an iPad. Sometimes you run out of space because you can't, like if the piece is pretty big on Procreate, then you can't have that many layers. So in order not to have a backup still, I just usually duplicate the file, and then in one of these files I'm just gonna keep like for example the background here, all these bits and pieces, they have to be on separate layers so that I can actually color them, which I have done just roughly so far. So the background has to stay like this, but the mermaid can be flattened. This one is already one. This one can get flat. And I'm gonna go back to the very first Secret Waters file and okay, I'm gonna flatten this one, copy and paste in the new. And then I'm gonna go back again. This is a very tedious process, I realize. Flatten, copy. Unfortunately, you have to do this because Procreate is still not that streamlined when it comes to saving from one file to the next and stuff like that. I feel like that's why I sometimes prefer to use Photoshop, especially when I'm doing client work, because it's just more reliable if you have to do like the heavy work, basically. Okay, so finally I'm gonna paste in the last mermaid. There you go. Okay, so now it's time to fit them all on the page, following my original sketch, which is this one here. And so let's start with the ocean mermaid. Then the lake mermaid. They all kind of have to be the relatives, like, kind of look kind of the same size, relatively speaking. Of course, they're not gonna fit perfectly because the original sketch was very rough. So of course they're gonna be slightly, they're gonna fit slightly oddly at first, but then that's why I'm gonna do some kind of like color fixing and color adjustments with these sliders so that they all blend in together better, and that's where the color adjustment tools really come in handy. Oh really? I can do that? I can just move the layer from one piece to the next? So like, but how do I drag it out? I'm gonna have to try it. And then the river mermaid. Yeah, for example, here they're already like a bit too attached. I think they're gonna have to go, like all of them are gonna have to be slightly smaller. Yeah. Also because otherwise it's not gonna work with the river mermaid and the ice mermaid together. You move it to the text that says gallery. Ah, okay. Hover over the gallery and then go into the piece if you want. Oh my god, I never knew that. Thanks, guys. Right, so this is how they fit all together, which admittedly it does have like some challenges ahead to be able to fit them better together. But I do like them already. I feel like they look nice all together already. She can go a little bit smaller. Also, she needs to so she needs to be masked so that she can show the river mermaid coming like in from behind her. And this is like you learned that on TikTok, really? That's awesome. So this part of the job, like, I kind of like because I like to kind of fit together all these bigger pieces. Oh, actually, I can do this. I can select this one. I'm gonna select the river mermaid and then go on the layer mask for the ice mermaid, and I'm gonna fill the layer with black. So basically wherever there's the river mermaid, she's gonna be on top of the glacier mermaid. But now I'm gonna go select white and redo some areas, like for example here. This area and all these areas here in front of her face need to be white so that you don't show up till you, yeah. Yep, roughly speaking, this is it. Yep, so she's like sort of like jumping in from behind her. And yeah, I feel like maybe this one from the depths need to go a little bit down and overlay here. Yeah, I like that. So I'm not sure whether I could do this for the ocean mermaid as well, to show the hand here for the river mermaid, because I just really like her hand basically. Maybe like a little bit of her hair as well. Like she's gonna go on top of the ocean mermaid too. Yep, Christmas music again. Right, what do you guys think? Do they fit together? Kinda? Let's see with the background. Okay, this is a mess. Right, I'm gonna need some more time to fix the background too. So I'm probably gonna do it in the next few days, ish. But overall, I quite like them. I think she needs to go a little bit more saturated just to fit in better with the others. Or maybe not. I don't know. I don't know anymore. You know that like moment you reach? Thank you, Femke. You know that moment you reach where you looked at something for too long, so you don't really know if you like it anymore or if it works? I feel like I've reached that moment right now because I don't know if they work or not. So I'm gonna have to take a break and look at this again tomorrow with like fresher perspective, I think. But overall, I'm liking them. Like this. I'm liking them. So thank you guys so much for joining. Yeah, I need to step away and come back to it when I got like a fresher perspective. Thank you. Yeah, I like that as well. Like how, because I like the idea that the river, like the reason of this composition is because the ice mermaid is the glacier and the river is made out of the glacier melting. So it's like the glacier water goes into the river and the river flows down in a very playful way. And then it jumps into the ocean, and then underneath the ocean there are the depths, and then on top of the ocean there's the lakes, and then there's the river, because when the lakes sort of like freeze up, they make up glaciers. So it all makes sense. Yeah, thank you. And yeah, I definitely need to tweak them a little bit more, Sarah. But I am very glad that you guys enjoyed this live stream, and I hope that like I'm gonna release some more mermaid videos, editing these live streams and putting them together with some more information about water and like environment. So I hope that you guys will watch those as well. If you aren't subscribed yet to my channel, please do subscribe, because I enjoy it. When you guys watch my videos or my live streams and leave me comments. So thanks again for joining in, and I don't know, I shall see you in the next live stream. I think I'm gonna make more even if MerMay is finished. So yeah, hopefully I'm gonna see you there. Bye guys for now.